Business research methodology, sampling and sampling design. So let us discuss about the sampling and sampling design. First we will see about the population. Population. Inverse is meant that group of unit which is being studied for the purpose of investigation. Example, students in the class. Sample, smaller representation of a large whole. Example, to check the quality of the rice and the milk. Sampling frame, source list, list of all that item in your population. Example, telephone book. Sampling unit is a geographical one, that is state and district. Like sample size, number of items selected for a study. Example, when we study about the small phones, we consider people age above 18. Sampling design, methods of the researcher adopts in select the sampling units from the frame of the population. Sampling error is the difference between population value and the sample value. Census and the sampling. So this is the difference between census and sampling. Definition: census refers to the periodic collection of information about the popular population from the entire population. Sampling is a method of collecting information from a sample that is representative of the entire population. Reliability, in that census data from the census is reliable and accurate. In sampling there is a margin of error in data. Time, census is very time consuming, sampling is quick. Cost, census is very expensive, sampling is inexpensive. Convenience, in census is not very convenient, as the researcher has to allocate a lot of efforts in collecting the data. In sampling is the most convenient method of obtaining data about the population. Sampling is taking any portion of the population, inverse representative of the population. Benefits of the sampling in research: it saves lot of time, provides accuracy, controls unit unlimited data, studies individuals, reduce cost, gives greater speed, help to complete in stipulated time, assess to collect intensive and excessive data. So sampling processes. So define the population, that is elements, units, extent and time. Next, specify sampling frame, that is telephone directory. Specifying sampling unit, that is retailers, our product, students, unemployed. Specifying sampling method or technique, determine sampling size. Specify sampling size, optimum samples. Specify sampling plan. Select the sample. These are the sampling process. Next, good sampling. The sample should be true representative of inverse, no bias in selected sample. Quality of the sample should be same. Sampling needs to be adequate. Accurate estimation of the sampling error. It is necessary that complete, correct, practical and clear instructions should be given to the researcher. Methods of sampling: probability sampling, non-probability sampling. Probability in sampling consists of random sampling, that is simple sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling or systematic sampling. These are the probability sampling. Non-probability sampling, quota sampling, purposive sampling, and snowball sampling and convenience sampling. These are the methods of the sampling, that is probability as well as non-probability sampling. Probability sampling. Probability sampling techniques is one in which every unit in the population has a chance of being selected in the sample. Simple random sampling. Simple random sampling. Simplest type of sampling in which we draw samples of size in such a way that each of the n members of the population has the same chance of being included in the sample. Each unit of the population must have equal probability of being selected. Systematic sampling. In this method, the selection of the unit depends upon the selection of preceding units. First unit is selected on the random basis that follows a specific orders. It is the best when the elements are randomly ordered with no cyclic variations. Stratified sampling or mixed sampling. Split the population into homogeneous subgroups or assigned to strata or on the basis of some characteristics, and simple random sample is drawn from each stratum. In stratified random sampling, we randomly sample elements from each layer or stratum of the population. So you can see the figure picture like how to how we'll select the stratified or mixed sampling. So splitting the population into homogeneous subgroups or assigning strata on the basis of some characteristics, and simple random sample is drawn from each spectrum. Next, cluster sampling. Divide the population into subgroups. Each subgroups is representative of the population. Select a random set of subgroups. Select a random sample from within the chosen subgroups. It is best when elements within strata are heterogeneous. This is about the clustered sampling. You can see the example shown below. Then next, non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling in any sampling method where some elements of the population have no chance of selection or where the probability of selection can't be accurately determined. It involves the selection of elements based on assumption. The selection of elements is non-random. This is about the non-probability sampling. So in that, first, purposive or judgment. In judgment sampling, the judgment or opinion of some experts form on the basis of sampling method. In purposive judgment sampling, selecting sample with the purpose in mind. Purposive sampling can be very useful for situations where we need to reach targeted sample quickly and where the proportionality is not the primary concern. Quota sampling. Quota sampling. The population is the first segmented into mutually exclusive subgroups just as in stratified sampling. This judgment is used to select the subjects or units from each segments based on the specified proportion. For example, an interviewer may be told to the sample of 200 females and 300 males between the age of 45 and 60. So it is a very popular for the market surveys and opinion poll. So this is the In the chart you can clearly understand. So they have told between the age of 45 and 60 quota for 45 to 60 age holders. It is a quota. So we must select between the age of 45 to 60. So you can easily understand. So snowball sampling. Identifying someone who meets criteria for inclusion in the study. Snowball sampling is especially useful when we are trying to reach populations that are inaccessible or hard to find. This method would hardly lead to the representative samples. Initially, certain members and add few members later. This is about the snowball sampling. Convenience sampling. The researcher normally interviews the person in the group at some retail shop, supermarket, may stand at the prominent point and interview the person who happened to be there. More suitable for the exploratory research where focus is on getting new ideas into the given problem. And thank you one and all. Thank you.